Newcastle United and Manchester United, both after Neco Williams. Forest and Newcastle set to be investigated over the Vlachodimas deal, and Sosa gets ever closer. Welcome to your Forest news, coming to you today from the Aqua Park. Let's get into it. Good evening, good night. I hope you guys are doing well. And welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest transfer news. Coming up, we got a lot to discuss, including the game last night. And there's certain few things there that I was not too pleased with, but we'll touch on that in a second. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And don't forget, you can still win a signed Elanga shirt just by clicking on the link that's in the description or in the comments from Football Prizes. Scan the QR code which is down there, and if you hit ticket number 199, I believe it is, you instantly win the New Forest home kit, so go grab your tickets. Okay, let's kick this one off with Neco Williams, who seems to be making a lot of the headlines right now. As we told you yesterday, he's got a news agent, and there are reports that both Manchester United and Newcastle are thinking about putting a bid in for the young Welshman. Now remember, he joined Forest for £17 million from Liverpool when we got promoted, and it's probably worth a bit more than that right now, and he's still got a decent amount of years left on his contract. So this one, I don't think is actually true for a start. I can't see Manchester United or Newcastle really being that keen. I could maybe understand Newcastle with Trippier starting to come towards the end of his kind of footballing prime, shall we say. So they might be looking for a backup there. I'm not sure what they have behind Trippier at Newcastle, but potentially for me, this one just doesn't make too much sense. Unless, of course, it's linked in with our second story when it comes to this whole Vlachodimas transfer that Forest did with him and, of course, Mr. Anderson. Now, as we told you, remember, we broke it to you, the transfer fee for this was 35 mil for Anderson and 22-ish mil for Vlachodimas, somewhere between 20 and 22, which gave Forest a net cost of about 13 to 50 million on Mr. Anderson. Now, what the reports are saying is that this is way too much money to be spending on a second/third choice goalkeeper, and the Premier League are going to investigate. As we know from speaking with Lewis Steele from the Daily Mirror, I'll leave the episode we did with him in case you missed it on the end screen, there's nothing the Premier League can do. They can investigate all they want. Yes, there are means and arbitrations of how a valuation of a player is determined, but as we always say here, its value is only, the valuation is only worth the amount that someone is willing to pay. Newcastle were willing to pay 22 million for Vlachodimas, and Forest were willing to sell him for that price. So there's no big deal as far as I'm concerned. And the onus and the impetus on this is for Newcastle to prove that there was any misdoings at all. If they're going to do that, they're going to have to talk about Chelsea and their hotels, how they were allowed to sell it to themselves. They'll have to talk about Manchester City and the 115 and why we're still talking about that. And of course, they'll have to talk about the other deals where Villa were involved, where Chelsea were involved, where Everton were involved. This is not a look that the Premier League are going to want to adhere to or involve themselves with too much. So I don't see this being a big issue. Even if they do investigate, I'm not in the slightest worried. Don't you lot start saying jinx serene on that one. But what do you guys think? Are you worried about this one or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Alrighty guys, let's move on to the next story, and I'm going to have to maybe rattle a few of these because I promised the kids that I will take them on the lazy lagoon, and there's a few of these slides that I still haven't gone on. And then no doubt we got the fun fair as well. Someone's going to whine at me to go on there too. So I just want to touch on yesterday's game against LJ or Elche or Elshi or however the hell they're pronounced. And I've been, as you guys know, been very happy with Forest pre-season in essence. But what's starting to bug me, there is something, there always is, let's face it, is this whole Cooper style stuff up front. I don't know why we've tried Elanga up front. I don't know where Taiwo is, but the biggest one that's doing my head in is why on God's green earth are we playing Hwang up front or on the right wing in some cases? It makes no logical sense. He's definitely not going to be playing for Forest in this Premier League window. With whatever he's got going on, we're not really even shop windowing him. So what's the benefit of it? This one's the one that's baffled me. Is it Nuno reaching out to Marinakis saying, bruv, look what you've left me with. This is all I've got. I need a striker. Is it a cry for help from Nuno? We see plenty of managers doing this during pre-season. Or is Nuno that curious to see what Hwang has in the bag? So that one's baffled me. Outside of that, look, we lost 1-0. Big deal. I thought we started a bit sloppy, a bit slow, but we got into the game. Hwang himself should have actually scored, but it's Sangare for me. I think Sangare, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Einar, to a certain extent, Mr. Anderson, have just been the standouts of this pre-season, and they look sharp. And I want to see the rest of the team getting up to that sharpness as well ahead of the Bournemouth match. But what do you guys reckon? Are you happy with the way the pre-season's gone? And what do we need? Do we still need, in my opinion, a striker and a right winger? Those are the two key positions for me. If we get those, we've got enough. But I don't want to see this back three. I like the back four, the 4-2-3-1. I think we've performed way better in those formations, and I want to see that pushed by Nuno. Just quickly as well, just to touch on the Sosa deal, there's not been much change. There are some reports saying that it is done, it is complete. I haven't seen those, but as I mentioned to you yesterday, Forest will need to get their foot down, probably have to offer slightly more as well, but we will keep you posted. Right, I am going to the snack bar first, right here, conveniently placed there. Let me know, should I get a pizza, should I get some chips or some ice cream? And then it's off to some of the aquapark rides. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next video. Go check out the interview we did with Lewis Steele, which will explain to you exactly why the Premier League has no chance, even if they investigate Forest. Hit the like, subscribe. Come on, you Reds.